draft.
Thank you very much, Rude Dude. All right, Hawk, what are we looking at? B1s. B1s have been a bit of a contentious point over the next few days. And, you know, the Kaiser's open, the Rel's open. We've had questions about both.
Well, looks like it's just going to be a Rel again getting slammed down. I feel like that's been consensus the strongest first pick across the board here in the CBLOL. Of course, we really like our tank supports. We really like our playmaking, and Rel just has been the best one. But on 13-14 as well, we've got one other OP that you got to mention always, which is going to be that Aatrox. Incredibly powerful on this patch, has been really popping up in other global leagues. We also saw last week some big Aatrox games out of players like Envy. So that's another one I've got my eyes on, but you know, you got stuff like the Kai'Sa that are the usual suspects.
Yeah, for sure. And with the Kai'Sa potentially being covered with the Poppy there for AC, I do love a Poppy coming through. Obviously could be in that top lane as well. I think that Aatrox is certainly a pick that I would imagine could slot into Chiari as quite a self-sufficient champion, quite a lane bully kind of champion in the right matchup, whereas Weiser, he's been much more weak side, he's been much more utility tank focused. He has had a couple of carry games, he's had a Jax, he's had a massive Rumble. Weiser himself has been so pivotal to this Pain lineup, right, in terms of really filling out that team comp, absorbing so much pressure in top lane, never really falling behind. And when he had that off week last week, it was a big surprise to us, and we want to see if he can bounce back here.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny that you say that Aatrox you think of as a Chiari champion. I really agree with you, but Weiser, it's his most played in his career, actually. 31 games of Aatrox across this player's career. So I would say he could definitely bust out the Aatrox as well, and I love how you bring that point up. We want to see Weiser bounce back. Weiser is a player that, I mean, has been far and away the best top laner in the CBLOL, and his performance for Pain Gaming, both as a weak side player and his ability to win the one-on-one and get out on the map and help out the team, cannot go understated. And I think part of Pain Gaming's relative cold week last week was from Weiser being a bit colder. So definitely want to see him bounce back. But we've got jungle 80 carries locked in, a pretty explosive bot matchup, one that we're accustomed to seeing, but Rel Xayah not to be slept on in the 2v2.
Certainly not. We know that B-Boy is happy to be the linchpin, the late game win condition of Pain Gaming. They'll set him up for that more than once as Syndra is locked in for Avenger. So we're still looking for a mid laner from Dinkedo. They've taken away the LeBlanc on the side of Pain. They've denied Dinkedo's Ahri on the side of Liberty, plus the Jace as well. So I'm looking for maybe an Azir ban. The Tristana was banned as well. There has been a lot of mid focus overall, and I want to see what Dinkedo can bring to us if his pool gets pinched a little bit now.
Yeah, and it's really interesting that Liberty has opted to blind pick a Syndra instead of going for support. They have a support counter on the board. They're clearly prioritizing this champion. Only been picked 5 times so far this split. So a little bit curious to see come out, but it does provide a lot of range and a lot of damage. Something that Liberty is not lacking in, by the way, with the Kai'Sa as well. Poppy to create space. They have a lot of zone control, a lot of long range follow-up. I'm really just looking for that initiation to get locked in on the back half here. Meanwhile, for Pain, they've got one carry in the Xayah. I want to see what Dinkedo and Weiser go to beat that secondary and tertiary carry in the fights.
Sante, the final ban from Pain Gaming here, so it is something that Chiari's gone back to a lot as just a solid blind pick for him up there. Maybe trying to force him onto something a bit more exploitable, maybe daring him to an Aatrox of his own when Kennen is still unbanned, and we saw what Kennen can do in that matchup at a very comfortable lane versus Aspatal versus Giga, one of our strongest top laners in the last win. As there it is, the Aatrox locked in for Chiari, so he is going to throw down the gauntlet, and now Weiser, what do we have?
Ooh, Weiser hovering the Malphite, something we've seen out of him quite a bit this split, and against an immobile backline like Syndra, it could be decent. Gnar, another champion that, you know, Weiser 5 games on at this split. It's definitely his best one. Jax also up and available. I don't expect to see anything crazy like Fiora coming out from Weiser, but I mean, hey, you never know.
Oh, hang on. Hold the phone. Has he done it? Is he a prophet? How does he know?
That would be quite a champion to lock in when we're saying he needs to bounce back. You slam down the Fiora like, all right, I'm taking matters into my own hands.
Yeah, I'm going to give you the strongest top laner on the patch, then I'm going to counter it and just push your head in with it. That's what we're going to do. As the Nico was locked in for Dinkedo, so it is going to be a strong matchup in the mid lane, right? You've got good CC setup for the Maokai, you've got good burst, and it is teamfight impact, but alas, the prophecy was not quite true today. It's back onto the Gnar for Wise. You see him laughing away, knows that it's just always good for him to go back to that pick, and the Alistair rounds it out for Liberty.
Yeah, with the R5 Liberty, they get the traditional Rel counter. We've seen this quite a bit, and it's that initiation that they so desperately needed. Poppy, Syndra able to create space. Aatrox, Kai'Sa going to be doing so much damage. I've got to be honest with you, Trajan. I really like Liberty's draft. I think they've got a little bit of everything. Meanwhile, Pain, I'm just a bit worried about their range into this Liberty comp. They have quite a bit of initiation in their own right between Rel and Maokai. But Nico Zayanar, as the follow-up against Syndra Poppy, might struggle to get in.
Yeah, Rude Dude, hit us with your thoughts on this draft. Did you believe the Fiora? Were you baited as we were?
I really wanted to see the Fiora, I'm going to be honest. It's such a good matchup versus Aatrox. It's not going to be the case. It's something to keep our eyes on as we move later into the day, though, because Aatrox as well, I think, is the most OP top laner on this patch. You hit on it in that draft there, Trajan. Aatrox is absolutely destructive when he gets just the slightest of leads. Now, last game may have been the best example of quite how to deal with an Aatrox in the top side, and that's on Furia to teach the rest of the teams in CBLOL. Something else that took me a little bit, not necessarily by surprise, but that I enjoyed about this draft more so for Liberty, was that for Mochi's first CBLOL game, he got given R5, got to see everything that he was going to be playing up against, and knew exactly what pick he would want for it. So I think giving your rookie that comfort has proven to be the best way to make them feel settled in to an organization, into a new starting role on a tier 1 league. We've got to see for APA, for example, got given Ziggs and Tristan, 2 champs we know him to be very comfortable with when he debuted in the LCS just a couple weeks ago. So Pain Gaming looking to try and get themselves back to the top of the table. Liberty looking to try and win back 9th. Let's see who's going to come away with it in round number 17.
Okie doke. Let's see if this game can match the energy of last one, Hawken. I like what Rudy was saying about the rookie, about Momochi as an emergency sub in here today, so potentially pulled in at quite short notice. First CBLOL stage game, it can be a little bit intimidating, especially against literally Pain Gaming, second in the standings, one of the most tenured and talked about orgs in the history of this region. Let's see how Momochi holds up. It's a Pro Delta, another of our rookies, but certainly one we've been very impressed with.
And you know Liberty's going to have their work cut out for them, because Trajan, I would bet you that Pain Gaming is mad after a 1-1 week, which they didn't look that impressive in. They are going to want to take down Liberty and take them down dominantly. And to do it, I am looking in the bottom lane. Bvoy against Julie Era. We know how much Liberty likes to play towards this side of the map, and Bvoy has been a tremendous carry for Pain Gaming, one of the statistically strongest AD carries in the CBLOL. So watching these two players go head-to-head, this matchup could tell us a lot. And meanwhile, Weiser up against Kiari on the top side as well. We highlighted Kiari as one of the bright spots of this Liberty roster. We hope he ends up somewhere where he can find success in 2024, but up against Weiser, who has been highly touted as the greatest top laner in the CBLOL.
Yeah, and you could see a lot of new things being tried here by Liberty. The Kai'Sa, too strong to ignore, and it's picked up by Juliera again, but all of the other 4 champions, of course, Momochi kind of removed as his first game on stage. None of them have been played so far by Liberty in this split. They're trying out a lot of stuff on this last week. The AC Poppy is something I'm particularly going to be watching. We love how proactive this guy is in the early game, and Poppy is a champion that can get a lot of work done early on. Great base damage, great dueling, great skirmishing. And, you know, tracking around that jungle, trying to catch pull out, slamming them into walls. It can be pretty deadly.
AC delaying his red buff. Raptors Krug signals to me that he's actually going to want to look for a really early gank, because this allows you to have the red buff a bit longer. If you're looking to play proactive, having that additional slow and damage on top can be really helpful as Pro Delta. That is a lot of damage traded down.
Didn't love that decision to go back in there instead of just walking back to the tower when you're level 1 down to level 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that personally. You know, the level 2 encounter, look, the champion sucks level 1, but when he hits 2, he's a threat.
Yeah, it's just he has 1 combo, and he doesn't have that combo until he's got 2 buttons to press.
Yeah.
So it was successfully executed by Momochi, and good poke down. Pro Delta going to have to wait and see. Not going to be as safe on those engages, but the Ignite was used by the Alistar, so you won't have that for further kill threat. As we can see the mid laners getting a bit scrappy, and watching AC to go back to that Poppy. Did go from red, went straight down to bot lane though, so could still look for an early-ish gank, but didn't go for any level 2, level 3 nonsense.
Wonder if there's any potential for a dive. Pro Delta has gotten a lot of health back from the potions and no Ignite, but they are stacking a wave for Liberty, and Karioka not on this side of the map, so gotta keep our eyes on what AC decides to do. We know how aggressive this player likes to be in the early game. Someone that has really come into his own, I think, in 2023. Trajan, a rookie this year, was not one of our best junglers last split, I think it's fair to say, but over the course of this split, I think he's really proven himself as someone that does deserve to play on this level, and similar to Kiari, someone that we hope ends up somewhere where they can find success in 2024.
Yeah, 100%. The way that we're talking about AC is I'll keep an eye on Maokai and see if Avenger has some tree-related pain heading his way. A flash in. He's under a tower, in fact. Bit dicey for the Maokai. There's the root. Doesn't have the damage. AC's here for the first blood, and he sets up the second for Avenger. It's huge for the Liberty jungler. Right on time as we're praising this guy. He's running the early game.
Yeah, it's the man of the hour. That shoulder charge was a nice play to keep Carioca. Give him one more turret shot for the road and get the kills. This mid matchup tipping heavily in the favor of Liberty and Trajan. At the beginning of this game, we highlighted these side lane matchups as the one that are going to be the most influential. And if you can get ahead with your mid jungle, it makes it so much easier to play towards those side lanes. So all credit to Liberty for pulling this one off. As look, Carioca, I can see the angle, but Avenger just creates too much space. A great flash to drag him under tower, and you think they might have the damage anyway, but they barely do not. DKado doesn't have the passive auto, and they get taken down. That is absolutely huge for Liberty in this early game.
Juliera, not even part of that play, but still getting loud. Fair enough. You gotta, as your team wins, you know, you win and lose with your five boys up there. That's right. You live and die by them. As it is a great start from Liberty. Another Liberty early game kicking off right, and against Pain Gaming no less. So as we said before, we love to see this out of Liberty. We're used to seeing this out of Liberty. All we need to see now is a continuation of that success and then a bit of a mid-game conversion.
Yeah, and that's been the problem, right? Have been those mid-game conversions. Liberty gets to a lead, and then they can't quite close it out. But Trajan, not only was it a really nice play for Liberty, a rare early game mistake from a Pain that has been surprisingly dominant in the early games so far this split. So let's see if they can bounce back from that. They're down only about 600 gold, so while that is significant and it is going to help them out, it's not the end of the world, as those all-important side lanes, look at the CS. It is Pain
oh my
just winning, but this mid-matchup clearly getting out of hand.
Yeah, so it's a bit over, I think, for Tinkedo in the mid lane. He's just died on the level 6 proc, the level advantage to Avenger. He just walks up and, you know, QERs him, and that's a very standard kill that Syndra can perform, as now Karaoke slows down his recall at least. But this is a bit of a step up for Avenger, who's had a fairly quiet season, against Tinkedo, who's been having one of his stronger later seasons. You know, he's really peaking at this point, or so we thought.
Avenger just pressing the skill button, and Tinkedo, again, a rare mistake in the early game from Pain. That does mean this mid matchup getting quite dicey, and it's Liberty gonna convert with a dragon on that. So this early game, as we have become accustomed to, Liberty playing very well. The only surprise is that they're doing it against Pain, who is trying to contest.
Something in the water today, Hawk. It's all getting a bit upsetty as AC finds the dragon, skates away with a steadfast presence, and Momochi and Juliera will step back as well. Pain Gaming not in position to find an answer. So it's 3 kills, it's 1,000 gold, and it's a dragon for Liberty at the 7-minute mark. Great start for them. And now for Pain Gaming, we'll see if Karaoke can find something more when he gets the ultimate. Dinkato now, of course, has the Pop Blossom, so Avenger is still flashless for a little bit. There might be a window to punish there.
A little surprised Pain Gaming didn't full commit at that dragon. Dinkato still had the flash after both of those deaths. Maybe he could have gone in with the Pop Blossom, but opts not to pull the trigger, and Avenger's going to have that flash back up by the time Karaoke hits level 6, so not too much threat for Liberty for Pain across map. We've got that Herald coming up, maybe at a fight around that. Could Pain Gaming find an advantage? But you would be skirmishing against Aatrox Syndra in the 8-minute period of the game. That is a very dangerous prospect.
You know, Hawk, Furia would have committed to that fight. Furia would have flash Pop Blossom that one for sure. They definitely would have.
Yeah.
And would it have worked? Maybe. Who knows? I don't think they even quite knew.
That's how we do it down here, Trajan. That's how we do in the CBLOL. We don't worry about whether or not it'll work. We just go for it.
We execute plans, and we just kind of, we do results-based analysis. We do them, and we go, ah, that was a bad idea. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
well, next time, it's not that we won't do it again. We'll just do it very slightly differently, and maybe it'll work.
When we're ahead, we feel that we're at a great advantage and must extend it. When we're even, we feel that we must get an advantage and thus start a fight. When we're behind, we feel that we need to get the game back, and so we fight anyway. That is the way
100%.
we do things in the CBLOL, Trajan.
It's printed on the roof, the wall above the stage, I think is that motto. CBLOL Studio in Sao Paulo, at least I hope it is, as we do have a Herald being started up. Karaoke and Wiser ready to egg on this one. Chiari,
Yeah,
AC.
we're going to see that fight.
Yeah, we're coming through. All right, look for the flash, Pop Blossom. Look for the engage, maybe from Avenger. He's got the stuns ready as Momochi's rocked up. Everyone's rocking up to this one, Hawk, as out comes the Malcolm ultimate. And sadly, it will be enough to dissuade Liberty.
Ooh, but maybe not. That's B-Boy.
Ooh, nice catch in the ultimate there, threatening him. A bit of safety off the board for that Xayah.
Yeah, and it's just going to be the old burn at the end of the day. A really nice Nature's Grasp from Pain to be able to secure that Rift Herald, and Liberty ultimately not able to get too much. Now, we got to look at this cross map, though. They are committing members down to the bottom side, and B-Boy without ultimate could be a target as he walks back to this bottom lane tier 1. Pain, they're going to need to commit members to cover for this. Maybe Liberty could look to get a plate or so, but it's not really a position, and Pain, they're coming with members for that cover.
And AC just going to head back and get the Scuttle. It's about to spawn instead. Very strong early game played from AC to kind of complete the point we were talking about before this whole mid lane mess got kicked off. Was for us, we were talking about in the green room about AC. If you put this guy on a mid-pack team or even a high-ranked team, I think he does really, really well, and he's still doing this, but the teammates are able to convert better in the mid-game, and then he ends up being considered as one of our better junglers, right? He's so successful in the early game against our best teams in the league, as well as the lower team ones. It just really feels like maybe a change of environment, a change of setting could reveal like how good AC really is, as we do have potentially a Scuffle bot lane river, but looks like they'll get away.
Everyone just gonna, you know, say, hey, back up. No, you back up. No, you back up. Ultimately, they both back up, and they go their separate ways. And I love that you bring up that point about AC, because truly, again, a player that has really come into his own this split and having a pretty solid game so far, 1-0-1. But I will say, Trajan, the other player that we highlighted as a big bright point for Liberty, not having so good of a time against Wiser on his signature champion. 102 CS has that tower play going down as well, and a 3v2 on the bottom side.
Well, they've got the engage. The Alistar ult is strong, but it's not going to last forever. Flash away will get him away from the Nature's Grasp, and AC's around the corner. TP from Avenger. They don't find the stuns. No CC chain here. Pain will get away with that one, but no one finds a kill.
For teams with so much CC, Trajan, I've been amazed at how, like, impossible it's felt for them to stick on targets. It's Pain finding an initiation, Liberty with the counter initiation, but everyone from Pain somehow able to get out under their own tower, and again, no blood is shed. Only 3 kills going down so far at 11 minutes. Pain, they will at least answer with a plate, but I think this game has been surprisingly slow.
Yeah, worth noting that Liberty were 3 kills, 1,000 gold and the Dragon up. Now they are 3 kills, 1 Dragon, and down 500 gold. So something has happened in the past few minutes. Pain has clearly just been extracting better value out of the map, as we kind of would expect of them with that strong early game, with such a seasoned tenure, with all of these players having so much experience together. They know how to play the map in the early stage, and despite the fact they got bounced back on their early attempts, they are still keeping it even, put themselves in a good spot for those objective fights, as Juliera, not in a great spot himself, does have the ultimate, does have the flash, but holds it to the very end and still goes down. B-Boy brushes away from the counter engage from Momochi, but AC's in with the heroic charge, forces the ultimate. Poppy really wants to get this trade kill, and he will with the hammer shot. Pro Delta now left in the 1 versus 2, but Karaoke looking to even the odds. Low HP for both the Liberty members. Nice headbutt from Momochi should get them away. The crash down cancelled by the steadfast presence. Nature's Wrath is there, and Karaoke does not give up. But Avenger is there to support, finds the stun, drops the ultimate. It's just keeping on going, Hawk. This fight just doesn't end. The Pop Blossom finds nobody, but Avenger is sectioned away from his tower. Goes 1 for 1. Ultimately, Nico finds it, and I guess that's about even.
I guess so as well, Trajan, as it is ultimately a 3 for 2 in favor of Pain. A lot of really weird mechanical misplays that I'm sure we'll be able to see in a replay at some point, but it is ultimately Pain coming out ahead. Each one of their jungle, mid, and ADC getting a kill. Not only that, back out on the map first means they're able to collect these waves, extend their gold advantage to about 1,000, maybe the most substantial gold lead we've had so far this game, certainly on Pain's side at the very least. And once again, Liberty, we talk about mid-game conversions. this was not it, as Juliera gets caught up by the Blade Caller. He has the cleanse, doesn't opt to use it, gets run down, blows both summoners for no reason at the very end, and dies, which was really bizarre. Then, B-Boy not popping the ultimate on AC shoulder charge means he takes a lot of additional damage despite having the cleanse, and he gets traded back. And finally, Momochi has the ultimate, does not use it, and ends up dying. And ultimately, Pain, again, it's a 3 for 2. I mean, just an incredibly scrappy play. And no one gets an objective off of it either.
Yeah, we're just all piling into the bot lane at this stage, you know, we're just kind of going, well, I'm pot committed now, sunk cost fallacy, I've got to do something with this, and it will end up being a dragon for Liberty at the end of it, so they've managed to play the map on the reset timers. You can see a lot of vision drop down there, and they've got that double stacking. It's only the Cloud Drift, but of course Cloud Drift better than some people would say. People like Poppy can maybe use it, the Aatrox loves a bit of Cloud Drift to get on top and stick to those targets in the back line. So if Liberty can keep those objectives rolling in, maybe they have something that can help them back in later on, as they are still, as you say, about 1,000 down, kind of suffering across the board. Only mid lane is really sitting pretty right now.
Yeah, I mean, with that kill, B-Void definitely going to be ahead of Juliera, and Weiser has a farm back up here. He is Chovying with 154 CS at 14.5 minutes. Richest person in the game, even ahead of the 3-kill Avenger, which is kind of insane, I feel like, to not have any kills and still be ahead of that, but that just goes to show the value of those creeps in place that he's picking up, as we're in for yet another fight as the Herald has been started.
Momochi commits very early. Liberty not quite in position. Kiari's not even moving down yet as Pain look to close the trap for Delta is in onto the backline. Juliera is caught but gets away. It's actually not the worst. Pain Gaming the one taking a lot of damage. Momochi flashes away. Crunching over comes Weiser and finds that first kill. The Gnar is so threatening on the side, but Liberty don't want to give it up for free. Kiari wants to get scrappy. Doesn't find the Infernal Chains. Won't be able to lock down Pro Delta. It comes to kill the Pot Blossom. Double knockup. And B-Boy's ready to knock him down. And Pain Gaming, they're patient. They hold the nerve. And they shred Liberty in the top lane, River.
There's the Pain Gaming we know and love right there. It's an easy 4 for 0. They get the Rift Herald as well. Pain, it was a bit of a rocky early game, very up and down, but finally they get that mid-game team fight that they have so excelled at so far this split. Oftentimes winning their games with those 5v5s is none other than Weiser showing up first amongst top laners. That is what we have come to expect, as a really intelligent decision after this engage doesn't result in any sort of initial kills. Just turns on a Momochi on the top side, takes down the enemy support, creates a 4v5, and Liberty, they feel the pressure of this situation. They feel like they still need to do something. Lots of ultimates burned, show up at the club, but it's Dean Kato over the wall, getting it done.
The double route onto AC and the mid laner there onto Ensure, followed up with the Pot Blossom. Exceptional stuff from the Pain Gaming mid laner. And, you know, we wanted to see, we asked the question, is Weiser going to be back to form today? I think the answer is yes, Hawk. I think the answer is absolutely yes. 2-0-2, 40 CS up, absolutely clowning on Liberty right now. Is the Pain Gaming top laner. And that's what we wanted to see, right? We want our top teams to be playing at top form going into playoffs.
And, you know, it may not be the Fiora Trajan, but hey, it's a signature champ, it's the Gnar, and it's looking damn good. So I can't complain too much as Weiser, again, just absolutely popping off in this game. A huge part of the reason why Pain Gaming has a 3,000 gold lead at this point. And right now for Liberty, it feels like their only win condition really is going to be that Cloud Soul, but that's quite a long ways off.
Yeah, it's like complaining about blind Robo Renekton. It's like, well, I'll start complaining when it stops working, you know what I mean?
Right,
like, I can't really complain if no one's able to do anything about it. The man just wants to win the game, and this is the best way to do it.
I mean, the crazy thing is Gnar is not even like a hard counter to Aatrox or anything. In fact, Aatrox is actually a little bit favored in that matchup, but Weiser just so confident on this champion, knows his limits so well, pulls it out anyway, and has created that advantage. And now Pain, they're barreling down on mid with that Rift Herald that they won off of that previous fight, getting a lot for it.
Yeah, that if they can land that CC chain, right, if they can get the Maokai long-range engage to set up, to get Nico in range, to get B-Boy in range, they do have a really nasty chain. But we saw there, right, under the tower, even though they find the route with the Maokai ult, they can't really get close enough to follow it up and chain CC down AC. So that range disadvantage is a little tough, though of course the Herald still makes it in, and Pain continue to extend that lead. Just over 30 seconds until the next Dragon. Liberty have been good at picking these up, would like to keep that one stacking, I imagine, and if we don't find a good fight soon, I feel like the game might just get away from us.
And Trajan, for that next fight, presumably in 25 seconds, we highlighted both side lanes. Obviously, Weiser's doing well, but also look at B-Boy. 2 items now on the Xayah, Kraken Slayer, Navori Quick Blades online. Juliero with just the static shiv is very weak. In fact, I would like to see Liberty just give up this Dragon. I don't think this is your time to fight. But knowing the CBLOL, we'll see if that actually is the case.
Looks
Pain
like
has
it
a
is.
lot of control.
It's like a rare moment of restraint here from the CBLOL. They will go back to farm and they can identify the issues they have there. Yeah, I mean, Juliera, without that Nash's Tooth, right, he doesn't get his like his Kai'Sa passive procs. He doesn't get those thresholds that he needs to upgrade the champion. It's even more of a weakness than it would be in any other champion. You need those stats to really unlock the capability of the champion. So it is just going to be the Cloud Drake over to Pain Gaming. They'll happily pick that one up and push that soul condition down the road just a little bit longer. And they'll turn it into a tower as well.
Yeah, but Liberty, they are cross-mapping. Avenger, though, has a lot of work still to do on that tier 1. They are behind on this play as Pain already rolling up to the tier 2. Karioka is in position for a Nature's Grasp.
We're going to roll this combo one more time. They get 3 roots, 4 roots off the back of it. And Liberty have to step back now. Will they be able to save this tower? It's dropping ever lower. The minions going down. Pain Gaming. You step back as the structure barely survives. Avenger continuing that journey in the top side. But Ninkado, he's got an uncontested mid turret to pick up.
I mean, Pain, they are just slingshotting Liberty around the map, who is trying to cross-map, but they just don't have the agency. They can't clear these waves without their Syndra, and now getting forced off both of their bot and mid tier 2s for only a tier 1 in top.
Easy reset to pull from Pain Gaming now. Another valuable trade across the map. They're going to keep those items coming in. 2 items hit on Weiser already with the Hull Breaker. He is a menace in the side lane, and Dinkedo likely going to be accelerating towards that Shadow Flame. Almost got it in his inventory right now. So, Pain Gaming at this point, we've got no dragon to fight for. Long timer on that one. The Baron is live. Is it worth trying to start setting up around there, or are we good just pushing the wave still from the Pain side?
I mean, they absolutely should set it up. We mentioned Pain Gaming's difficulty with getting in on fights. Well, if you can force Liberty to come to you at the battleground of Baron, then that's a good fight. And with the lead that they have, it should be winning 6,000. But, I mean, regardless of what Pain does, they're in a very good position. They've got great scaling and great team fighting across the board. So, not too worried unless Liberty can find a pick.
Nikedo's been caught here. Low goes the Nico, but not low enough, and has the teleport. Syndra ult down without finding a kill is a big button off the table, and Liberty know that. They're trying to back away, but Delta with the flash stun. B-Boy ready to capitalize. It's massive from the Pain Gaming support. Oh my goodness, this guy just keeps on delivering.
Hey, you know what I said about if you can get Liberty to come to you? Liberty tries to make a pick, can't find it, and it's Pro Delta, the only change that Pain Gaming made after their most recent runner-up split. We question the effect that he would be able to have, whether or not he could elevate Pain Gaming to that elusive #1 spot. And damn, is it plays like that that remind you that maybe Pro Delta could just be that guy, because he is having an unreal split. The Flash Q ultimate 3-man stun.
Just stunning. The absolute energy coming out of this guy. Sublime on the engage is the Rel. Pro Delta, time and again, every week we get more and more impressed by this guy. And this was someone who even Pain Gaming weren't necessarily sure they wanted to commit to. The rumors that we heard, they weren't committed to him until the end of their off-season boot camp. They finally went with Pro Delta, and he is paying dividends massively. He's popping off every week.
Yeah, Pro Delta has just been tremendous, and I mean, that engage, if the game wasn't already won, it's looking won now as Weiser just trying to get on top of Kiari. And Trajan, I want to take a step back as this Baron push comes in, because look, let's remember that this is not an unexpected result. Pain are the overwhelming favorites in this game. They've already clinched a playoff spot. If they win here, they clinch upper bracket, and that's not really to any sort of surprise. This was the tap-in, alley-oop sort of week, but we wanted to see them do it in dominant fashion, in that sub-28-minute fashion that we had become accustomed to. And even though there were a couple stumbles in the first 10 minutes of the game, I think we can definitely say that it has been a very favorable game, the kind of pain gaming that we've come to expect.
Yeah, this is what we would come to expect. This is a reassurance for any pain doubters after the last week that they are still a cut above. They are ready to take it to that top 5, all fighting for those top 2, top 1 spots as the Baron wave crashes into top lane. TP from Wiser. He is in mega form already as AC commits in. Wiser split them up, finds his way onto a Venture, and he goes down already. Nikado's found them all. Liberty commit past the Wiser TP, and it proves to be a devastating error as the game is likely just to end. The rest of the Pain diving past the towers. Waves in mid, waves in bot. This just be it.
Yeah, they've got the Baron, but B-Boy did burn down to it and ignite, so maybe Liberty has one more fight in them. Only 15 seconds on the death timer, but Wiser will melt these towers, and regardless, Trajan, Pain Gaming, it was all them in this one.
Oh my god, are we going to set a new record on fastest day of CBLOL of all time, Hawk? We already got fastest game. Number 2 clocking in under 25 minutes if it continues this way. But maybe without the carry, maybe they can't do it. Liberty Momochi is down. AC is diving deep from a Delta, but he can't quite find it. The thumbs up goes down. The BM from the rookie support as AC is not allowed to retreat. Liberty will hold on to this game with the barest of fingertips.
If I'm AC, I just threw up an FF vote in chat. Like, as soon as that just happened, I cannot believe he didn't get that kill. That feels so bad. Like, that's one of those ones, you know it's a one-way trip. You know you're dying. You just want the satisfaction of getting one kill before the game is over, and you can't even do it on the enemy support.
Disaster, man. The mental shattering coming out of Liberty potentially as B-Boy will sidle past the Drake, pick up a second Cloud for Pain Gaming. They've got 2 inhibitors down, 1 left to go. I don't know if you even need to bother. The Nexus is exposed. I think we just run it down.
I would think so. 2 inhibitors, definitely going to be all you need. Pain Gaming, they are 12,000, almost 13,000 in the lead. That is just unholy, and here they come. Wiser leading the charge, Nature's Grasp.
Through, looks for the charge. AC knocks Wiser away. Could be a pivotal person. 4v5 for now. We need Juliera to get the damage down to Karaoke. Almost makes it, but in goes Pro Delta. Nikado again with the knock up on the bot Blossom. And it was a lovely Poppy ult, but could not change the result. Triple kill for Dinkado. The game is done. It wasn't sub 25, but it's likely to be sub 26. Pain Gaming back to the old ways.
Looks like Messi definitely hit the